Hello everyone, and welcome. This is Mystic Juicer, and I am casting an interesting little tournament, round-robin tournament organized by Bob199, and it is a double-blind counter-pick odd thing. But anyway, it's going to be interesting. We'll talk through the rules, and join me on the cast. I have one of the strongest ARG players in the tournament scene, possibly in the world, FraaOrolo.
Hello. Making me blush over here.
Well, the truth hurts. I'm just going to give our competitors here the heads up that we're good to go, and then you can give me a quick refresh on how this counterpick thing works exactly.
It appears that it's just a double-blind counterpick. Although, not the standard counterpick, it's double-blind every round. So both players may switch, and the character select is always double-blind.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought it was... I got it confused with Intillerman's planned tournament where you have the weird, like, you pick 3 or something. But okay, so basically every round they're going to re-pick... yeah, basically there's no winner stays or loser stays or any restrictions. Just after every round they get to re-choose. So I'm not surprised to see LK4O4 pick up Gloria here. Ooh, rough start. I was wondering what we're going to see out of Bob. He's got a lot of different characters. Very strong Zane, very strong Dugray, which happens to be very strong against Gloria as well. And
I'm pretty sure there's not anyone that Bob doesn't play.
Yeah, that is very accurate. Him and Jenga Jam and CPAT are definitely in the rotation for strongest, like, all-rounders.
And Bob does like pulling out characters that you don't necessarily see counterpicking other characters right off the bat. But here he decided not to play around and just to start with the best way to counterpick Gloria.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think this... Like, does this matchup basically come down to the fact that Zane has maximum anarchy that he can fall back on? Like, I know he does an incredible amount of burst damage, but all of his stuff starts at... I mean, unless he's got her in a meaty state, like in a knockdown state.
Basically, as it works, is Zane kind of...
Oh, God, no.
King, just keep hitting the king button.
Yeah.
So Zane's neutral game is actually not so hot against Gloria because Gloria's fast attacks are really spammable, except Zane does have really strong dodges because he can just dodge into knockdown.
That's true.
And once he gets his vortex going, Gloria both doesn't have a lot of options and also can't heal, so Gloria actually is very hard-pressed to find windows in which she can overdose.
Gotcha.
And then... worst case scenario, Zane can always just use maximum anarchy.
Okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Oh no! Here comes some.
And then other things like Gloria just can't keep healing spheres up because throws are linkers.
Right. Okay. Yeah, a bunch of stuff that I hadn't considered. Thank you very much for our resident Zane Gloria matchup expert. Oh God, no. And this is looking really, really bad for LK. Like, this match is pretty much over, unless he can pull off a miracle.
So LK laying on the ground at 6 HP.
Yeah.
On the bright side, doesn't really have to worry about Bob just throwing a K at him.
True.
But it does mean he just has to guess correctly on which way Bob's going to cross him up.
Unless he throws him.
Unless he just throws him, which... which he didn't just throw him, so... That's good for LK. LK finally wins a combat here.
Yep. So immediate heal, if he can.
LK does have the tools to come back, because he already found both his 7 of Hearts and his Q of Hearts, which are both pretty important in this matchup. 7 of Hearts is less important than it is in other matchups for Gloria, because Zane obviously has a lot of throws that dominate 7 of Hearts.
Right. Yeah, 5 throw and 7 throw, just beat it clean. So yeah. So he did pick up the queen. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Queen of Hearts is very important because Queen of Hearts is his mix-up protection when he's laying on the ground.
Mm-hmm. And
so
it's also going to be
LK...
a really, really important neutral tool for him right now, if he hasn't... Ooh, nice! Outspeeds an 8. Still, unfortunately, unless he has jacks in hand, he's not going to be able to overdose. Okay, fine.
He does have a jack, and he went ahead and threw the 3 on the table because it's a heart, so he doesn't need it in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have the ace, isn't willing to go down to 4 life. I think it's pretty reasonable to not go to 4 life, even though there's only 1k left in Bob's deck. He doesn't want to put him in the situation where blocking is just a bad idea.
Yeah, for sure. I mean... Oh, wow, I didn't realize Zane's jack actually deals 4 chip damage, so had he put himself down there, it would have been really awkward.
The little seen massive amounts of chip that Zane can't do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really expect Zane ever to play jack raw in this matchup. Doesn't really make any sense. But
there are matchups that it does make sense. This is not one of them.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, good stuff. LK sticking in this.
LK making the comeback. The Jays are going to be very important if he's going to win this game.
Yeah.
He needs to gain a lot of life so he can start overdosing again.
If he can find some more Jays, he would be very, very happy with that. Okay, heals himself. No overdose. So very, very, very likely that he doesn't have any aces in hand.
Well, he hasn't powered up for one, and he probably doesn't really want to be using overdoses with non-Ace of Hearts aces, because Ace is actually pretty useful in this matchup, because it lets you get that damage that you need. Because it's a 2-combo pip linker, that's 18 damage.
Ooh. Gets tagged with minimal anarchy. Oh, that's not a good look.
On the bright side for LK, he's not dead. On the not so bright side, he lost that J, and having that J.
Yeah. It's like on the bright side, he's not dead. On the downside, he's probably going to be. Has to recall a 3.
The 3 is actually not an awful card in this matchup, as if you knock Zane down, he doesn't have the odd blocks. So 3 of Hearts is a useful card to have in hand, but only really if you're in the advantage state.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a good comeback card. Oh, yeah, there we see it. I was wondering when Bob was just going to start dodging.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Even if that is a Joker, LK's in a bad spot, because that 9 damage J is just a free play.
And that's it. Game 1.
Oh. I think LK might have even been heart locked that turn, even if he had 1 combat. He wouldn't.
Yeah, basically nothing went well for LK in that fight.
And that's one of the problems that Gloria has dealing with Zane, because Zane just does so much damage at such a quick pace that when Gloria doesn't find her footing.
Yeah. I'm surprised by the switch to Onimaru, actually. Gloria strikes me as a character that could give Onimaru, like, significant trouble.
I assume it was the attempt to counterpick LK counterpicking with Troc.
Has LK actually shown willingness to go to counterpicks? I thought he was basically Gloria specialist.
I'm trying to think if I've ever seen LK switch to counterpicking, and I don't know that I have.
Yeah.
I would imagine LK's not opposed to counterpicking.
Like on philosophical grounds.
Not philosophically insulted by the thought of counterpicking.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's a pretty safe bet that he was going to stick with Gloria. And I feel like Zane definitely gives Gloria more trouble than Onimaru would. Zane has, like you mentioned, He has a lot of things just make things very, very difficult. The fact that his throws are linkers, so that healing spheres basically never stay up. The fact that he depends on that, like his advantage state basically ruins Gloria's ability to heal and do the things she needs to do. He's got a very strong, he's got incredibly strong burst damage, and Oni just kind of doesn't do any of those things, in my opinion. I mean, he does steady damage, right? He's going to deal damage 15 to 20 damage at a time.
He has a lot of good buttons, because like single ace from Onimaru is going to undercut Gloria's favored poking options, and then that's going to lead to Final Authority, can do a lot of damage.
Right.
But I think it's a very long road for Onimaru. He has to be right a lot of times, because he's only doing damage like 15 to 20 at a time, and then Gloria's going to heal after that, so it's like, well, now that cuts down to you did 11 to like 16 damage.
Yeah. And notably, he has very few things that are actually going to allow him to knock down, which, as we covered, is a really strong position to put Gloria in. Like, if you can knock Gloria down, you're in a really, really nice spot. And he can basically only do that off of dodges or attacks. And he can only do them off of attacks that don't beat blocks. So if you block, you're making the call that you are not going to be knocked down on that turn.
So using your handy-dandy chart, I've concluded that LK has a surprising number of games as Rook.
Right, he played International Yomi League Season 1 as Rook. And I think maybe towards the end of it, he switched over to Gloria. Ooh, nice kill.
There you go. The only relevant number of plays that he has on your chart are as Gloria and Rook.
And Rook, okay.
And
you that's what I thought.
Identified the Rook is before he started playing Gloria.
Yeah, it's deep in his past.
That being said, Rook isn't a bad counterpick to Zane.
Mm-hmm. And I think I mean, I'm one of the few people who thinks it, but I think he does really well against Onimaru. At worst, it's a 4.5 to 5.5 matchup.
I can definitely see it, because I saw a lot of people like using Onimaru to counterpick Rook, and I never figured out what was good about that matchup for Onimaru. Other than Onimaru having naturally strong like throw punish, because he wants to be playing like 10 attack, but it's like
I think people mistakenly play too many throws at the wrong times as Rook in that matchup. I think it's one of the matchups that you can actually play a credible block attack range and have that work out really, really nicely for you. But this matchup is looking much better for LK right now.
I mean, has Bob199 like won combat?
I think so, yeah. It's pretty much the shoes on the other foot right now. I don't know if he actually has won any combat, because even though LK's taken some damage, I think it was because of the overdose.
I was about to say, it looks like all the damage LK's taken is just overdoses.
Yeah. Not a situation that's very happy for. And this is where Gloria just becomes just horrifying as a character. If she can get a lead, she's one of the best characters at sitting on you with a lead. Ooh, okay.
That was interesting.
Playing the throw side to get.
I mean, that is a solid way. That did 26 damage.
Yeah. And I guess it gets you another king. Like, it gets you
a king
a lot
out of your
hand,
hand.
Yeah.
So he needed to get cards out before he had to like discard cards to hand cap.
True point. Wow. It's a lot of jacks. Unfortunately, was one of them? No, both of them are non-hearts. So those jacks are gone. Although he's in a like, this is definitely late game now for Gloria. Like, Bob's at 29 health.
Well,
that
if we
last
just look
10
at
health
it
is never going to have anything happen in it, because it's going to be overdosed.
Yeah, at this point, I think this is just game over for Bob.
Yeah.
Because even if, like, Bob wins combat in the best pot... Oh,
there it is! Exactsies with the triple ace. Nice! Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Very nicely done. Yeah, I fully expect, Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Bob over there like, that was very silly of me.
So I expect we see Zane out of him.
So clearly what LK should do here is do the next level of now he counterpicks Zane.
Yeah, now he switches to Truck. Yeah, I mean, I would trust LK's assessment of like Gloria matchups over pretty much anyone, because it's like him and Sharp Object are basically the only people who actually play Gloria a lot. So I think if there's anybody that's going to discover some secret tech about this character, it's going to be those two.
Nameless One played a lot of Gloria, but Nameless One is off in Codex land now.
That's true. Yeah, he's self-exiled to the Shadow Realm.
I mean, it's sort of like you haven't seen Malorian_Thug around lately because he's banished himself to the Codex realm.
Yeah, I can't wait for videos of that stuff to come out. Ooh, okay. Opening throw from Bob. So Trock, I think any of the grapplers is a fairly good pick against Gloria in general.
Well, because you don't have to worry about Seven of Hearts just screwing you.
Very, very much that, and you can play just like you can play so hard, like such a hard block range, because it basically forces Gloria, if she ever wants to overdose you, to actually play risky options like throws. And then it's just a matter of like you know, it still hurts when she throws you, but it's, you know, 11, 21 damage at a time, and it's also bringing her to the late game. Grapplers tend to have much, like, you know, the highest hit points in the cast, so they can you're sort of moving to the late game together initially, especially if you're doing it off of a block range. So I would
like to comment that throw from LK last turn was a very bold throw.
Mm-hmm. Well, you kind of have to do it just because a like super heavy block range from the grapplers is just going to ruin you. You just can't get anything going against that. And I think most characters can give Gloria more trouble if they spend a lot more time blocking. But the grapplers especially have that kind of
especially because the grapplers do end up having a large amount of burst in their super throws.
Yeah, exactly.
So once Gloria finally opens up to try to throw them, all you have to do is hit it on the right turn, and there goes almost all of Gloria's HP.
Yeah, especially Midori and Trock, who can actually do that off of a dodge, is also very, very good.
Do it off of a dodge, reliably hit it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a choice to get hit by.
Yes, exactly. Yep. They can play two sides of a mix-up with their super throws. And unfortunately, LK over here is not catching a break. Other than that throw, I don't think he's won a single combat this round. Now he is still at 40 health, so he's not in an incredible amount of danger yet. There's no second attached block yet. Good stuff. That Jack is definitely going to help things.
That was a very good Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Jack's the real reason that Gloria can be oppressive.
Yeah, and especially in this matchup, they can actually trade kind of nicely with Trox Jacks. So you're really only scared of Queens outspeeding you.
Well, and good move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Good move is incredibly good in this matchup for Trock.
Mm-hmm.
Because Gloria can't outspeed it except with triple ace.
Right. It gets upgraded to really good move.
And it does 20 damage, which is very solid damage.
For sure.
And when you're playing, as you said, that heavy block range as a grappler against Gloria, it's like super easy to just keep powering up to get good move back every time you use it.
Mm-hmm. Especially a character like Trock, where like a lot of his cards that are like attack throw are really interchangeable, so you don't really have to think too hard about powering up and what you want to get rid of. Okay, dodges into the 9
patiently
damage.
Hitting with that jack as many times as he can. He's like, I need my HP back.
Yep.
I will whittle you down, Trock.
Does he have anything good to return to his hand? 9, 7, 3. Yeah, nothing really. Hasn't really found those valuable face cards of hearts yet. Except for the jack, which he's obviously already using to good use. Nice throw there.
Found another jack too.
Very nice.
That's incredibly good for him.
Yeah, this is going to help immensely.
Because this means off of every combat win, even if he overdoses, he's going to net life after he healing touches at the end of turn to get the ace back.
Exactly. So all of his overdoses are going to deal 2 damage to Bob. Or, wait, no. 12 damage total to Bob if he tags the 2 jacks on.
Yeah.
But they're only going to deal him 2. Which is a nice little trade. So very even life totals here.
Which is, super impressive considering LK, not that long ago, was at 40 life to Bob's, 80 life.
Yeah, exactly.
We just see the engine of Gloria healing constantly. I'm starting to get worried about LK getting heart locked, though.
Yeah, he hasn't spent too much. Yeah, he's definitely got some in hand. The unfortunate thing in this matchup is that you don't even get normal draw, which would help you cycle some of those, normal combat reveals. So you're very much like the grappler defensive mastery does its own bit of work to making it more difficult. Ooh, okay, gets a jack caught by Up Hawk.
Luckily for LK, though, that's the Jack of Hearts that he has floating around, so he can just healing touch it back to his hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, being able to choose to... Like, that Jack of Clubs is basically not going to disappear unless he's willing to gamble it. Nice. Okay, he does.
Gambled it, but not the...
But made the correct choice. Is going to stuff that throw. I don't... Has he overdosed at all? Has he been able to find... okay, there we go.
He, I think, overdosed earlier with that Ace of Clubs in his discard, but I think that's the first time he's overdosed since. So we've only seen 2 overdoses so far this game.
Gotcha.
I think.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think that's the first time I've noticed the Ace of Hearts show up. So the other nice thing that Gloria has going for her in the grappler matchup is that because of the way her engine works, and basically her ability to draw cards off of any kind of combat reveal, any side of the rock, paper, scissors circle, so long as she actually wins combat, she can be more difficult than other characters to really lock down in terms of dealing damage to people's hands, which is one side of the grappler game plan, which is just hit me with too many cards, with more cards than you should have hit me with, and then put yourself in an awkward position where you just don't have any good options, and I can just
you don't have good options, and I can block your normal attacks so you don't normal draw, and then I can throw your blocks.
Exactly. And you have to play a very dangerous game where you're eating potentially 20 damage off of throw, or you're running something into a block ineffectually and giving me more fuel. Okay, nice. Finds another throw with that Jack of Hearts.
I'm not sure what these throws from Bob are doing here.
I'm wondering if he might just be locked out of blocks in hand. And
that is the thing that happens to Trox a surprisingly large amount.
Mm-hmm.
And...
He has spent 3 queens We haven't seen any 8s yet, though. So it's possible that he's just feeling that LK is going to switch to a more defensive posture, and it's just not happening. Or he's expecting, you know, he'll switch to a more throw or block or dodge heavy range, and it's just not happening.
Or he's looking at all of the like 9s in his hand.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like, I don't have these unleashed in hand yet. I can't use these 9s.
Okay, non-hearts queen goes to the discard. He's going to have to spend some cards to get some.
LK's hand is starting to be very full of hearts. I'm surprised he hasn't picked up the 5 of hearts out of his discard yet.
Yeah,
as we haven't seen any kings from Troc yet, and winning combat with a 5 attack is way better than like winning combat with the J, because you can combo into the J.
I think this is exactly the reason why we're not seeing that 5 come back, though.
This is true. We also hadn't seen the J's come out from Troc.
Yeah. And I think it's just that so long... I think the second we see that 5 come back to hand, it's going to be because he no longer has a 2.2 speed recurable attack that he's able to play. CPAT looking for some coaching.
I was about to say, I think CPAT didn't see that comment was made in context to the Gloria versus Onimaru matchup, not the Gloria versus Troc matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine... I mean, I've discussed Gloria Rook with LK, and he thinks that's Rook advantage, and I agree with him.
It's a very long road for Gloria.
Yeah.
It has to do a lot of damage. Also has to navigate the scary Ace-Ace from Rook.
Yeah.
It's even scarier than Troc's Ace-Ace.
Yeah, there we see that interaction again. I don't think that's actually paying off for Bob. But he
especially not with his healing spheres up.
Yeah, he has.
We're gonna start to see LK timing out. He's not doing very much damage because he's not overdosing. So we've just been nickeling and diming Bob to death.
Yeah.
And now we got healing spheres up and only 20 cards left in deck.
I think. I mean, Bob has already spent 3 of his queens, so he's really, short of AA, he's really running out of options to be able to undercut those 2.2 speed attacks in the Jack and the King. But the Jack especially, since we've been seeing it all game. But I'm wondering if he's just trying to find, like, if he's buying time for for dodges. I'm getting the sense that he just doesn't have dodges in hand.
Either doesn't have dodges or doesn't have Beast Unleashed, so he's not willing to commit the dodges yet. One
or the two. Oh, okay, here we go.
We have a War Stomp.
So that's going to get rid of healing spheres. Or no, so...
no, it doesn't actually touch the healing spheres because you stand up at the end of the turn.
Well, that's right. It's actually... It's not knockdown. It's if you didn't heal or you were thrown. So long as he's not thrown...
Yeah, he can't heal if he's knocked down at the end of turn, but after combat, he stands back up.
That's a rough combat loss.
So that's rough for LK, but it doesn't knock the healing spheres off, and he can still heal.
Yeah.
So Bob's going to have a slight life lead, but doesn't have the aces in hand anymore.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Powering up with the kings.
Yeah,
like, these kings can't win combat any better than a normal throw, and a normal throw does more damage.
Exactly. Yep, I would definitely agree with that.
The only thing you'd want the king throw for would be dodge follow-up, but you know what's better as dodge follow-up? Ace-Ace.
Yeah, Ace-Ace or Ace-Ace-Ace. No, I definitely think that's situationally definitely the correct play to make. It looks very odd, because in most matchups, you know, those kings do incredible amounts of work. Okay, so both players in a tense situation here. Gloria is definitely... I mean, she can deal 19 damage, so long as it's not off of a dodge. And then if she just overdoses, this could be last game.
Off of a dodge, the most she can do is a queen with pumps.
Ooh.
Okay, that was really bad for LK.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than not at least dealing some damage, but this is not looking good.
Well, the big problem with that is even after healing, LK is still going to be within lethal of basically anything that Bob can dodge into.
Yeah.
So whereas like last turn, it's like an attack was relatively safe as long as you accounted for the ace from Bob that did come out.
Yeah, we've only seen 2 dodges in Bob's discard. Now he only has 5 cards in hand, but that's still 6 of those suckers floating around somewhere in those 28 cards.
We still haven't seen any jokers from LK, so
Ooh, there we go.
Speaking of jokers.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent timing.
So the unfortunate thing about this, though, is
he can't overdose on this
LK
right
cannot
now.
overdose.
Yep. But he does at least have the threat of a 0.4 speed super, or 0.6 speed super, so he's got the dominant attack.
Which is super relevant right now, because it is good damage, and LK desperately needs that because that timeout is not in his favor right now. And at this point, he draws 3 cards a turn, so that's 4 turns provided he doesn't draw cards from anything else.
Yeah. So I have to imagine, I mean, if you're Bob in this situation, you have to respect Triple Ace as an opener for Gloria.
It's one of those, it makes it kind of hard for Bob to appropriately punish LK, because then, of course, LK wants to just throw the dodge. But it's hard for Bob to punish it because...
Oh, no! I was about to say, is like the only other thing is that, if Bob thinks that
LK he didn't have the second Joker!
Oh no, that's rough. Basically, almost a 50-50 shot that he would have it in hand. Slightly better than 50-50. And does take that
was a long haul for LK to come to a very sad end.
So he's got another shot at this. So first to 3 wins. Can LK make the comeback? Yeah, that's what I was going to mention is...
That over here, where's Purse? Yeah. Bob, why would we be playing Purse?
No, I think well, S&M for sadism and masochism, or but
okay, well, this
S&M for Sun and Moon as well. Okay, so rare Persephone here. I guess this will be the first non-Rook, Gloria entry in the matchup chart for LK?
No, he has other ones.
Oh, okay, okay.
Nothing of relevant numbers.
Gotcha.
Which include, let's see here, he has not played Persephone in a tournament match before.
Okay.
So this will be the first time you get to record Persephone.
First time, yeah. No, well, definitely LK playing Persephone.
Well, yes, LK Persephone.
Right. Not
the first time you get to record Persephone.
The elusive.
Other people make the poor choice of playing Persephone.
That's right. The S&M goes both ways. It's sadism at your opponent and masochism towards yourself. So opening Lash. Ooh, cross up 6. It's going to lead to good damage, I assume.
See, the problem that Persephone has in this matchup is she has no HP.
This is a common issue that she takes into most of her matchups. Ooh, okay. Bob not having too much in hand there. No jacks, no queens.
Mostly what that says is he didn't have enough different throw in hand. To put the throw from hand on table and the 9 from shenanigans.
I mean, it's still 21 damage. It's definitely nothing to sneeze at. Ooh, I'm surprised to see a 3 attack come out.
I am too. I mean, as I said, I read that as he didn't have any throws in hand, so I would have been dodging or blocking. Just 100%. Like, let's back off. Give me a moment here.
Oh, apparently he did have some throws in hand.
He could have top decked that or drawn that off.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The other, I mean, I guess on the other hand, though, would you prefer to use the 5 throw as a? Would you prefer to use the 5 throw or the 9 as your throw filler?
That's actually probably a good thought. If you have the 5 in hand and that's your only throw, you're not going to use that in the middle of your combo.
Oh no.
Again, LK is not blocking and dodging enough.
Yeah. Unfortunate situation where he's just not winning combat several turns in a row against a character that can deal 9 damage off of a 3 attack, but usually deals much more than that. So yeah, Bob definitely stuck on some sort of hand. Does he just have all 5s? Like, does he just have all of his 5s and no other... Like, he has 5s and 8s in hand. That's it. Maybe
nothing but 5s and 8s.
Yeah, called it.
That about 5s and 8s.
So it's not that he didn't have throws in hand. It's that he had too many good throw starters in hand. Oh, man. Now, luckily for him, it really doesn't matter at this point. He just needs to find, like... Yeah, 8 more damage.
At this point, even if LK starts it going, he needs to not lose combat to a king ever.
Yeah, he just needs to be correct for the rest of the game, or he dies. Okay, that's a good start. Yeah, literally every single 5 in hand.
Well, one of those 5s was flipped off shenanigans, to be fair. And a Joker. He had a Joker in hand, too.
Good lord. Second Joker? At least it's not a perfect. Yeah, exactly. 3 damage. We in there. Oh, man.
Got an ace in hand, so that's something. That's an important start.
Yeah. No.
See, now LK just needs to start drawing 10s to make sure that Bob never draws any kings.
Good dodge. Mistress's Command into the second Joker. Okay.
Nope, he goes for knockdown. He only has a 5-card hand, so that makes sense to me.
Fair enough.
I think people overvalue Mistress's Command sometimes.
I would just do it for hand knowledge at this point, because you're going to get the guaranteed knockdown on the turn after, right?
Yeah, you get the guaranteed knockdown on the turn after. However, that does mean the turn after, when you get the knockdown, you 100% have to return that ace to your hand, so you can threaten the thought of having ace in hand.
True enough.
Otherwise, your opponent's like, oh, you're just on a dodge throw range,
right.
Which in this case is Zane. You can be like, I'm gonna just put a 7 throw on the table.
Well, I mean, you do still have the possibility of Power Lash. Ooh, that greedy wake up throw. I mean, not a bad idea.
Wake up throws are totally reasonable.
Yeah.
It's just that one was awkward because it was a 10.
Okay, yes. Has to get the damage in.
Also wants to get the aces in discard so he can start dominance, getting aces back out of the discard. Because as Persephone, you optimally want 3 aces floating around so that you can combo into ace-ace, and one of your dominance triggers, it can be getting an ace, so you only have to power up for 1 more ace.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so he's got a bit of a thing going here. He still has to be right forever.
Forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, but it's not.
Needs to be right until Bob will die to his AA hitting through the king.
Right.
Have the 9 in hand too, so that makes it he has to get Bob to 26 HP and
oh, and there we go. And that's all she wrote. Yep. Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, you do have to make that choice every once in a while. It just happened not to be the correct time. So, good games from Bob. When in doubt, potato.
Just